M0FXB ICOM IC9700 with the RSBA1 remote control software. Let's show you the radio settings so that you are ready to configure the RSBA1 software. So the first thing is to connect a LAN connector to the port on the rear of your radio. Just here, and then the other end to your router. Then press the menu and set and go down until you see up and down with the VFO network. And let's start at the very top here. Now, by default, it's already got an IP address there, so take note of that. And when you tap it, you can turn it on. So I haven't changed the next few. It does, as you can see, recommend a restart, but it's just turning the radio on and off. So I haven't put these in, they're in by default. The top one, I watched Ham Radio DX, YouTube, and he's recommended if you tap primary DNS server, 8, then with the right arrow, 8, press enter. Didn't change that. The network name was default, I've left that, IC9700. Network control valid after restart is on. Power off, so when you're using the software, and it's anywhere in the world, mind, you can choose whether to just put the radio into standby or just to shut down. These 3 ports that you need to port forward on your router or wherever you are need to be 5001 UDP, 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 5002, 5003. They're set for you. In the UK, it's FTTH, Internet Access Line, which is around the world is the most used, I would say. If you tap here, look, you could choose ADSL, CATV, but that's the one I've left it at. Now you need to create a network user, and you can create more than one user. Just tap, and I've put in my username as my call sign, and then put your own password in, and I have put it as network user administrator. Go back. So now back off, and we're going to go to back again. So we're looking for CIV, so we go menu, set, and where is it? There it is. Connectors. Tap the screen, and then up and down until you get to CIV, set. Go back to the top, and we'll start. So at the top we've got 9200. And it was set by default to auto, but 9200. I've left the A2H, but remember that number because it might come in handy. A2H. CRV transceiver is on. I haven't changed this. 00H. Remember that one as well, actually. Unlinked from remote, that was by default. And then the USB baud rate is important because that could be on auto. 115200, that allows your scope to work, so it has to be quite fast. And then the other 2 I didn't change. Okay, so that's the settings all complete. Your radio is now ready to be connected and configured using the RSBA1 software. The RSBA1 version 2 software tends to come now on a USB stick, so plug that into your PC, and I do recommend you purchase the RC28 VFO knob, which I've got here. This is a solid, high quality device, and yeah, it makes the experience better. Once the stick is plugged into your PC, you may have a CD or a download. Go to your file folder and look for ICOM. Tap that, and all your files are here. Double click, and you will see the setup window here. I'll double click it. Now, I've already installed mine on my computer. I'm going to go yes and go so far. So English, then we're going to go next. Just follow the prompt. So at this point it wants me to remove mine, so I'm not going to do that, but I will link in a video where I have installed it. But you're running the software until you get to this window. And also remember that ICOM do updates of this software that you can run whilst you've got the program already configured on your PC. I've got the latest version here, so I will run it. It says 2.70, the IC7760 is supported. That's a new radio. Improve the CW key and memory to set the count up, trigger and number. So let's just run it anyway. Scroll to the bottom and you've got more notes here. Click I have read download. So we're updating the software that I've already got on my PC. Let's just run it. Update exe. Double click. Follow the prompts. Accept. You do need an activation key. You can't just download this and have it for free, unfortunately. So updating remote utility, as you can see there. Update complete. That's nice to know that you can do that without having to, start from the beginning. So now when you install this, you actually get two icons. One is the sort of radio control panel. When you click that, it opens up the same as the screen that you're seeing on the left hand side here. But the other one is the setup, where you're setting up and you're deciding whether you want to connect to radios via the LAN port, because only about 4 or 5 of the radios have got a LAN port in the back, or you want to use the USB port, the square printer port. So you're choosing which one. But remember that there are servers out there where you can use the USB connection to then run a server which will still connect you around the world. So you don't have to have a LAN port. So the new icon is this red square one. So double click and it will boot up. And this is booted up here, look, with one that I've done for my 705. And you've got a server list and you've got a radio list. But we're going to go up to the top here where it says Setup Wizard, and we get this window here. So the first thing we'll do is click this top left one, set for a remote PC, a radio with a server function. That's what we want. So we're going to click that and then just follow these prompts, go next. It wants the IP address of our radio. What you do, go back into menu, then set, then network, and there's our radio, 1.04. Just type that in, 192.168.0.104, and then next. And then the user ID that we set up, remember that, if we go back and look, let's find the right place, there it is there. Network user. So my name was M0FXB and my password that we're going to put here now. And then go next. And if you get to this point, you're doing well. Actually says just here, the following radios that are registered to the server are added to the radio list to connect to the radio using the radio list screen IC9700. So here we can actually give it a description. So I'm going to put ICOM IC-9700. It doesn't change the IP address. Finish. And it's appeared, here it is here, and it actually says here connected. And notice that we've got two tabs here at the top, look, okay? Server list. So we've got our server connected and it's running. Then we go to the radio list. You can add, of course, multiple radios. We've also got our radio here. We can connect direct to our radio. So we'll highlight 9700 and then we'll go to settings here. And we can choose our virtual COM port, drop down, choose one that you're going to remember. So I'm going to do 10. And we can also choose speaker and mic. So the speaker here, I'm going to choose my computer monitor for now. And the microphone, I'm going to choose the Insta360, which is the same microphone that I'm talking into now. So I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to connect to my radio. Virtual serial, it reminds you that the virtual serial port number is number 10. And we're connected. So now I can actually hear my radio's audio. Cool. I can hear it on the radio. I can also hear it on my PC as selected. Sounding good. So we've got our server running and our radio connected. We can disconnect here. There's a raft of settings. We can also click AF. And we've got sliders where we can adjust parameters. Oh, let's go back to that. And oh, look at that. Looks like a record button. But anyway, so I'm not going to change anything. I'll leave it where it is. But you've got, says here, volume, left and right, mute, mute. Okay, close that. So what we'll do now is double click the other icon. It looks like a very small radio. It looks similar to the RSBA1 advertising picture. And it starts our radio just here. We're not quite connected yet, but we've started the interface. Okay, we'll go view, size, and we're going to go large. Now connect set here, because we're not quite connected to the radio yet. Connect set. And you can see I've got other radios that were connected. So let's change over. It's the wrong COM port, so I had to turn it off here. See the way it says connect here? And then it tries, yeah, cancel. You have to turn that off. Then the connect set, you can change items. And this is where we're going to be looking for our 9700. So look, it says remote utility, 9700. And the connection is wireless LAN. And model, let's put that in. Find that, oh God, it's quite a long list, isn't there? Okay, and it's COM port 10, remember, 19200. I know we had that thing where it was 11500, so we'll try both and see if the scope works. And then it says A2 here. Let's click OK. And we get the mod select has also been changed. I'm going to just go yes, yes to that. Turn on. And yeah, now I can actually see that, yeah, we're on the same frequency on my radio. Let's do that so you can see that on my actual radio. And we'll also turn on the scope. See, it says scope here. That appears. So here we are. Having a listen to HubNet. Let's turn up the volume here, and we've got squelch just here. Now I'm not able, I can't see that you can get full screen. This is the largest size. I'm not sure why they've done that, but we have got the scope, and you can resize the scope. That will go a lot bigger. Let's see how big we can get that. Stretching it up so it goes quite tall. Let's minimize the radio a bit. And that's as wide as I'm getting so far. And you've got some settings there at the bottom. You're seeing it blank because there's no one talking. You've got reflector level. You can adjust that. Wide and narrow. Averaging, let's put that on to 4. Max hold and settings as well. Settings there, so you can start changing colors. And that just there. Okay. So what we want is to, let's see if we can actually call out and get a contact. And then the other idea is, because I'm here locally sort of controlling this, using my PC that is 2 foot away from the radio. But the idea is I can go to my other PC with this, download this software and connect via remote. And I don't have to be connected to my wireless LAN at home. I can just use my my mobile phone internet, and I can be anywhere in the world. I don't have to be next to the radio. So let's just have a little transmission. If I go back into VM, just here. Now there is a whole memory tab here, look. So I got a feeling we've got to import our memories here. Let's just click in. We've got this sort of pretend VFO here, look. So 434. I'm just scrolling with my mouse. 550 is my node. We need to change the step. Just here, tuning step. We just want 10. And then now we can click here. Oh, I think we wanted more than 10. Do that again. 100, let's try that. That's better. 5, 5. Go on, volume. See, it's the outside there. RF gain, CW pitch, RF power here. I notice it's got percentage power showing here. Just here. Your modes, and of course 100 watts, SSB, PSK is not selecting, AM, FM and DV, back to FM. Noise blanker, noise reduction here. So what I'll do, I want to spend a bit of time tinkering, and you can see the different bands here on the side. But for this radio, it's 23 sems, 70 sems and 2 meters. It's going to be specific to this radio, but if you have like the ICOM 705, then it literally does everything. And D star, of course. I feel that before you can use all the memory channels, you have to go here, memory, import your file from ICOM, you know, file, open. I need to, because this is for the 7610. So I'll make a file on the ICOM software, import it, and then I feel like we can then use all our memory channels, because at the moment, I don't even see an option to go into memory mode. I can tap VM on the radio, but yeah, let's just go back to channels that I've created. There, and I don't think you're seeing that. So I think I need to work on the memory side, and then the next thing is to grab my computer and see if I can just connect to it now, because the server's running. So let's grab my computer, load the software, and then and see if I can connect in, not using the same internet connection that I'm using now, which means effectively I can use it anywhere in the world. But I hope this helps you install yours. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Bye for now.